Every man screams for her submission, but most men can't even command their nervous system. You want her soft? Learn how to hold hard. If this hits your chest, good. That's law waking you up. Hit the link in the description below. Don't pretend to be ready. Prove it. Let's get right into it today. Her submission. A lot of you want women to submit to you. A lot of you want the softness that comes with a feminine woman, but you can't stand in your masculine energy long enough for your nervous system to stay neutral. You don't even understand what standing in neutrality is because you've been programmed your entire life. From your parents, from your schooling, from the way that you operate in society, from your fear of rejection, from your fear of yourself. You need to understand that your nervous system regulates everything in your body. A lot of you flinch when things get hard. A lot of you run away from yourself when it starts to reveal itself to you. Your weaknesses come up from the shadows when you get rejected. You refuse to work on them because you just don't want to. Because you're scared that you're going to have to kill the false identity that you've attached everything that you know to. You've put on a man's costume, but you're really a little boy. Now think about that. Why would a woman submit to that kind of man? She won't. You need to be able to handle the hard parts of yourself that you're avoiding. Point 1. Tension is the currency of polarity. To be a masculine man, you're going to have to go through hardship. And a lot of the hardship is internal. It's not external. Because when you learn to understand how to regulate your nervous system, it's not about the external factors more as it is the internal structure that you keep avoiding. And you're realizing that every time you try to build an internal structure or even understand what I'm trying to say, you realize that you're going to have to do some hardcore work. You're going to have to confront yourself. A lot of the shit that you've allowed in your life has to be removed. So it's not so much that you're fearing the external, but you don't want to deal with the hardship that comes with removing falsehood from your life. That masculine energy that you have, it creates safety. When you start to go up against the hard things and put up a shield around your nervous system to keep it intact, what you're doing is you're creating safety, not only for yourself, but all of those that you come in contact with. And when it comes to the feminine, you're polarizing women into their feminine space or their feminine energy. What does that do to them? Feminine energy allows women to flow, become abundant, to create, to amplify. But they won't ever amplify your signal because they don't feel safe enough to sit in their feminine energy. Because you have to be very vulnerable when you're feminine. It allows them to just be. And the only way they can just be with no guard is if they're around a masculine man who knows how to lead them. We speak about the structure. Your internal structure grants her the safety that she's looking for so she can take a back seat. And you might think women are chaotic because they keep probing you or testing you or giving you emotion. They're not attacking you emotionally because they want to. No, they're attacking you to show you that you're missing something in your structure that doesn't make me feel safe. And it's really a cry to say, listen, you have hairline fractures that I see within your structure that you need to fix so that I can relax. But you take it as triggering. You take it as her coming at you. You take it as being annoying. Instead of looking in the mirror and seeing that you have some weaknesses that she's trying to point out to you, but doesn't necessarily articulate it the best to you. And so what does she do? She falls back on what she knows best, which is her natural state, which is emotional. So she drops all these emotions on your front door. It is your job to take those emotions, decode them, and then work on your structure so she can shut the fuck up and you lead correctly. Because no woman's going to give emotional outlash when her man is leading her correctly. And even when he picks something that is not in her best benefit, but it benefits the structure that makes her feel safe, she shuts the fuck up. Those emotional outlashes are just her scanning for collapse. You have to allow your woman to show you your weaknesses. A lot of you don't want women to come into your life, not because you don't want to handle them or be around feminine energy. You don't want what feminine energy points out in you. The law of polarity shows you that if a feminine woman comes around you, she is going to polarize you to be very masculine. And if you are not in that masculine energy that you may be trying to project and fake, you're going to have to take off that fucking costume and reveal the boy. And the boy might be a bit more feminine than he likes to admit. Take off the fucking costume and understand where you sit in your masculine energy and correct it. Because no woman is going to submit to a man that flinches. You flinch hardship. You flinch at hardship. You flinch at when she points out your weaknesses. You flinch at when other masculine men come around you. Why? You haven't done the internal work to keep your nervous system neutral so that you can operate at any level and have your woman feel safe to be as feminine as possible because you are the masculine disciplined man that she fell in love with or that she likes to be around. Let alone, y'all want to sleep with these women. You're not going to ever sleep with a woman. You're not going to get a second date. You're not even going to get her to smile or give you the energy that you're looking for when you do a cold approach because your masculine energy isn't exuding the truth of who you are. You are putting on a fucking costume to be a man around women that can sieve you out simply by the law of polarity. Feminine women don't have to do shit besides come in your presence and you fold. You're flinching. She will never submit to a man or a boy that flinches. Pause if you must, but don't scroll. This is your line in the sand. Step over it and enter the chamber. Point 2. Why you can't hold it. Your nervous system is wired for comfort, not command. So you're supposed to be commanding your life. You're supposed to be commanding your structure, the direction that you're going. If you're using the law of mentalism to bring into fruition the things that you see in your mind or the things that you tell yourself you are, you have to command it into your space. And so what's going to happen is as you command these things into your space, your life is going to fall apart if it's surrounded with falsehood to the goal. If that goal that you're looking to set out to, is surrounded by falsehood. So imagine if you say you want to make $50,000 a month. Cool. But you're stuck in a 9-to-5 mindset that pays you $4,000 a month. And you then structure your life around scarcity. The first thing that's going to happen in your life is collapse of a scarcity mindset. And that means the external that you've set up in this scarcity way is going to collapse because it's retraining your mind to feel abundant. And abundance does not come in a box. It's overflowing. It's limitless, right? So you're commanding something into your space, and then when it starts to work on you in your external life through the law of correspondence, starts to show you that, okay, that's what's in your mind, you take the collapse as you failing when it's really gearing you up for the abundance that you keep asking for. But you don't want to go through the collapse. And therefore, you then put back on this costume, you try to hold it all together and fake it. That doesn't really work for you. Because when you're faking, that means you're not truly sitting in your masculine energy, true to you. And every time you get around women, they can sense that. So it's just a costume. And even when your life starts to fall apart, you run from it. So you might run from having the idea of abundance, switch it back to the 9-to-5 or the limited mindset, and then allow yourself to feel good again because it's comfortable. The 9-to-5 is all you knew, the program mindset is all you knew, and you run straight back to the comforts when life, the universe, God is giving you everything that your mind is telling you you want, or everything that you're telling yourself you want. Allow collapse, but you don't want to hold it because you love comfort. And so instead of dealing with the hard silence that comes with removing everything and everyone from around you, you run to dopamine, you run to scrolling, you run to PR or PORN. Can't say it now because I'm realizing that they fucking flagging my shit. You run to the algorithmic seduction, i.e. corn. Come on. Your addiction to dopamine is what's killing your masculine frame and your structure, and especially your nervous system. Because your nervous system will never latch on to who you truly are. It runs to external things to build the comfort, the false comforts. Because once you allow the externals to fall, allow yourself to hear yourself in the silence, and you understand what your voice is now, what you can do is always talk yourself away from being comfortable, because those are false. Those are your old timelines trying to pull you back in. When you can command your space and say, I sit with myself in silence, in my masculine discipline, having a structure fortified by law to regulate all the thoughts that may pass by and the emotions that are triggered by those very thoughts, and then use it to fuel the actions to bring the overall goal that I want into my life, to then create the reality that I'm looking for, all done by a pressurized system and a neutralized nervous system. You must bring yourself back to neutrality. at every instance, every intersection you get. All of that dopamine and all of that frustration that you have with yourself is because you continue to lose the war, that internal war that you have. You continue to lose it. Every chance you get to prove to yourself that you are a man of structure and of masculine duty and discipline, you fail. You fall for the algorithmic addictions. You like the women on social media that you'll never see. You won't speak to the women every chance you see them. When they start to give you choosing signals, you turn around and you run because you know that you can't walk up to them because they're going to polarize you and show you that you're still a little boy. And that's okay. Once you recognize, okay, cool, I might be operating from a place of trauma, a place of a younger version of myself that I've never confronted, is when you finally get to a place of acknowledgement that yes, I'm not where I want to be, but if I'm at bedrock, the only route is up. And once you start to get into that mindset, nothing can stop you, but you have to at least acknowledge that you're faking it to a degree so that you can now claim who you truly are. Point 3, rebuild your internal gravity. To rebuild yourself in your masculine discipline, you have to be disciplined to something. Use your schedule and change everything to be more structured with activities that fortify your internal nervous system. Have a routine to wake up, go straight to training, eat correctly, run from dopamine, run from sugar, run from collapse into an old version of yourself. You can always rebuild yourself at any point, no matter how old you are, no matter how many mistakes you've made, as long as air is still flowing through your lungs and you are an able-bodied with an able mind, you can always change. So don't think just because you recognize that the costume that you're wearing is bullshit and the women that you want don't want you, doesn't mean that you can't change and polarize yourself further into your masculine discipline and stand sturdy with a newfound inner structure. All you need is a good routine. Let it be 21 days and it becomes habit. After 90 days, you are forming a new identity. Allow it to mold you into who you know you can be. Put it in your brain and allow your life to collapse, leaving all of the bullshit to the side. And continue to become. It's a learning process every single day. But rebuilding yourself is paramount. So the next step is when you're around women, around other men, speak from your diaphragm, not your throat. A lot of you have this tendency to stay up here. I don't know, and your chest gets tight. That's because you're not allowing yourself to truly speak. There's a different energy when you allow yourself to speak. You see? Air goes through your body, your tone becomes more refined, you become someone of a powerful standpoint. You mix that with a good energy, you mix that with your nervous system being structured, you mix that with an image that is aligned with who you know you are and who you know you can be. That is when things start to change, because when you do that over a long period of time, it's no longer I'm trying, it just becomes who you are. You're furthering yourself into your masculine energy and you're sitting there and you're claiming it as who you are. Women will feel that. One of the biggest things that will help you along your journey into becoming is training yourself not to respond. Stop responding to external stimulants that don't fuel you into getting to your goal. If there's women online that are gorgeous and you see, oh my days, they're a muse, get rid of them. Unfollow them. Hell, turn off Instagram if you need. Right? You're gonna need it in the next phase of what I'm gonna teach you on how to cash flow. But if you're building yourself to rebuild and truly get to a place of nervous system neutrality, get rid of all stimulants that bring you back to your comfort. Get rid of all of the sugar responses that your body may give you. You're going to feel like your life is changing because everything external is being removed. And all of the small things that just nag at you and give you these little urges, get rid of them. Sugar, candy, remove. No need. Brings you softness, gives you a taste of relaxation when you need to be iron sharp all the time during this phase. That doesn't mean it's going to be gone forever. It just means take the time, push it off to the side, and become, through hard silence and hard refinement of who you are current, so that you can become who you want to be. Take away all dopamine urges. Take away all sexual urges. And like I said before in multiple videos, when you feel those urges come, what I mean take away and remove them is when they come. It's not that you avoid them, because then you're just sweeping shit under the rug. What you're doing is you're going to take those urges, you're going to act as if they're triggers or signals, and use that to do something a little bit more refined towards a goal. If you feel the urge to have sex with a shorty, or you feel the urge to reach out to a girl, or you feel the urge of liking something on Instagram, replace it with a different habit or a different action. Use those urges as triggers to do something that will fuel you forward. You're scrolling on Instagram and you see a girl that's sexy as hell. Okay, cool. Swipe past it and maybe post something. If you've gotten rid of Instagram completely, turn your phone off. Don't go into looking shit up online for the algorithmic sedation. If you feel the urge, go meditate. Then use that meditation to go start something. Whether it be in your cash flow, whether it be going to go train, whether it be going to go have your ideas written down on paper. Use it to fuel the mentalism, the law of mentalism. Use it to fuel that goal that you have at the top of your brain. It's all about not responding, but using the information or the urges as triggers to better suit you and move you forward to an overall goal that you have. If you're still watching and you haven't clicked, ask yourself why you keep betraying your awakening. The blueprint is below. Obey law. And so your closing decree, don't ask for her submission. Earn it through weight, through silence, through war. The law doesn't beg, it pulls. Consider yourself warned.